The final game of a jam-packed month of August is tonight for New York Red Bulls 2 as Hartford Athletic makes the short trip down to Montclair State and MSU Soccer Park. Good evening and welcome to our coverage on ESPN Plus with former New York Red Bull Connor Lade. I'm Ralph Bednarczyk. Hartford Athletic is still mathematically alive for the playoffs, while Red Bulls 2 has been officially eliminated. They begin to take a hard look, Connor, at some of the young talent for the future.
Yeah, Ralph, this is a show-me game for both clubs. New York Red Bull 2, as you mentioned, mathematically eliminated. A lot of young players showing what they can do at this level here tonight. And on the flip side, Hartford Athletic, with a new head coach in Tab Ramos, looking to prove that they want to be on this team going forward. And obviously Ray Reid on the bench, the technical director, is going to be a big part of that as well. And if you look at a big part of this Hartford Athletic side, it is Ariel Martinez. 3 goals, 1 assist on the year in 14 appearances, but 2 goals in the last 3 games. He's been on fire. This is a guy who is absolutely potent in the box, as you can see by this finish here. Can finish in the top bins with his right foot and let him get a chance on his left foot, and he's going to put that ball in the back of the net as well. He is absolutely potent in the final third and is going to cause fits for this New York Red Bull 2 defense.
And he's a 35-year-old player, still playing up top at forward. Ray Reid calls him a warrior. For New York Red Bulls 2, the guy that's been doing heavy lifting consistently, Jordan Adebayo-Smith.
Yeah, Jordan Adebayo-Smith, 5 goals, 2 assists on the year, on loan from Tampa Bay Rowdies. This is the type of pace that he brings to a game, getting in the channels, something that we want to see more of from him, and he can put the ball in the back of the net, as you can see, calm, cool, composed from the spot for the New York Red Bulls in their last appearance. He is going to be a major factor, especially when you look at the types of players that are moved on from this team in Jeremy Raffanello. A lot of weight on his shoulders, but a big, big opportunity for him to take the reins of this attack.
So New York Red Bulls 2, they're beginning to play spoiler officially. Hartford Athletic still very much in it, trying to play with great urgency. The lineups in the opening kick is next on ESPN Plus.
I'll give you something, make you shake it.
In 2020, in the very beginning, we had people banging pots and pans outside. This time around, I've had people spit at me. I've had people scream at me.
People just don't understand it unless you're there.
I come into work just wanting to help my patients.
We are building our team back again, and we are building it back stronger and stronger.
You really love what you do, so you stick to it.
Wada now dribbling, gets by 2, and shoots and scores! Forms one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again!
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in! What a finish! The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
And we welcome you back here. We are in the press box. Ralph Bednarczyk with Connor Lade. 79 degrees, 33% humidity. We are comfortable, though, here on ESPN Plus to be bringing you this one tonight as we have a look at our starting lineups. First, a look for Hartford Athletic. Jimmy Slayton, University of Hartford product, playing for his hometown team. He gets the starting goal as part of a 4-2-3-1 alignment. Ariel Martinez is up top. The captain, Danny Barrera, is centrally as a center attacking mid. And look out for Marquette graduate Luca Perpa who's been so solid. For interim head coach Ray Reid and for Red Bulls 2 tonight, well, they look a lot different. Look at the back four in particular. Derek Chan, first-round pick, Matt Nocita, Davi Alexandre. Avante Mullings is the lone holdover at right back with Racinos as the left back. A lot of inexperience in that back five. 5 combined starts for everybody else besides Avante Mullings. So we'll be focusing on that young back four, to say the least, during the course of this broadcast. And I think very interested in that back four will be the interim head coach Ibrahim Sakaya as well, to see how they will react as Red Bulls 2 begins to take a look at 2023. And back through past the Gatorade is Ray Reid, a former great head coach, 24 years at UConn. Thomas Snyder working with Jeffrey Sinker, Eric Schreiber, Ernie Constantine, our officials, and we are underway with Hartford Athletic in the teal on white, the Red Bulls black over red. And underway here at MSU Soccer Park, in the early immediate run with the shot, and that's blocked, and then it volleys in the opening moment. Red Bulls 2 finds a goal off of a ricochet.
Ralph, what a start for New York Red Bull 2. Just shot out of a cannon at the feet of Avante Mullings, who we know has pace for days, and he really sparked that attack coming upfield. New York Red Bull 2 very fortunate. I'm going to need to see a replay on this one to actually see what happened. But Avante Mullings setting up this attack with that pace. Looks like it falls to the feet of Murphy, and a deflection right off the leg of Castellano puts New York Red Bull 2 up 1-0 in the first minute.
Jesus Castellano will have to get credit with the goal. The 18-year-old from Venezuela. And for Red Bulls 2, who are turning the page, Connor, in a lot of ways. And while their season has not gone anywhere close to where they would have hoped, now they are officially eliminated. And what that means is you can start to think about 2023, and as you notice with the starting lineup, the organization has indicated that as we get the call, and it will be Red Bulls 2 ball. And because of that, maybe a mental shift in a lot of ways, too, for some of these players.
Yeah, absolutely. Ralph, this is, you know, it's pride time for these players. I think it's time for them to prove that they want to be here moving forward. And for a lot of these young academy players, it's a great opportunity for them to play big minutes on not necessarily a ton of pressure anymore. You're out of the playoffs. There's not that playoff contention to worry about. So for that player, that removes a lot of the stress in coming to these games. But nonetheless, you're playing against very good players that are much their senior.
And transition opportunity again for the Red Bulls. Here's the shot, and they're up 2-0. The feed in front, Jonathan Felipe. The Red Bulls 2 goals in the opening 3 minutes.
This is wild right now. Unbelievable start from New York Red Bull 2. And we talk about pride time. They are putting that to the test. Jordan Adebayo Smith coming down, feeding Jonathan Felipe, who beats Slayton to put them up 2 goals in just over 2 minutes. I mean, what an incredible spark that they have come with here tonight.
The Red Bulls into tonight, 18 goals scored in 26 games. To put some context to that. And now a pair in 3 minutes and just 2 possessions.
Unreal. I'd like to see the stats on this one. Quickest 2-goal 2-goal lead in USL history. I mean, this has got to be pushing it.
So after the first of the season from Jesus Castellano, and the Red Bulls able to get another with the terrific assist from Jordan Adebayo Smith.
And you tell a team who's, you know, wants to come out here and prove a point, that's exactly what New York has done off the starting whistle here. You can see a big tackle from Brewitt in on Knapp, who comes up and is going to be able to continue here, but I can tell that was a frustration tackle at its finest. But New York just absolutely shot out of a cannon to start this match, and so impressive.
And for Jonathan Felipe, also his first of the season. So for Red Bulls 2, it's not necessarily the usual guys producing as well. Tossing coming up, and as they have possession, and they've already certainly made an immediate statement. As Felipe will further work his way up the line. And meanwhile, Hartford Athletic, as we touched in the open, they're still very much mathematically alive, where they are 10th. Top 7 teams in the Eastern Conference will make the playoffs, as Slayton is up with it. And Ray Reid lamenting that during the course of recent games, they probably should have 2 more wins and a tie somewhere. And they come in off of a big victory over Tulsa, a team that has their sights set on winning the USL Championship. And they were able to do so, battling back after being tied on a disputed penalty call. They came right back 2 minutes later last Wednesday. There's Ray Reid, and got a goal immediately in the 83rd minute to capture that game. So they have been playing much better of late under Ray Reid as interim head coach. They are 3-6-2.
Yeah, we know Ray Reid can bring out the best of a group, and you see the type of teams that he assembled over his time at UConn. I was, played against a lot of those teams, and he knows how to get the best out of his group, and I'm sure he's not thrilled with the way they started this match. I've seen, him very happy, and I've seen him, very frustrated, and this would be one of those very frustrated times right now, and you can tell that he's up, and he's going to have some orders for his players after he's seen the start here.
They'll play through Slayton. The high pressure from Red Bulls 2. And the right back, Budadi. And Hartford Athletic still yet to have a true touch in the offensive end. Here's Matt Nocita, all of 6'8". The Red Bulls #1 draft choice, number 7 overall. This is his first game with New York Red Bulls 2. And just an exciting night to see for Red Bulls fans, to see how well he moves and what 6'8" at center back looks like and projects to for the next level someday.
Yeah, Matt Nocita, a prospect that I know New York Red Bull fans were elated with in the Super Draft. New York Red Bull 2 fans have to be elated getting him debuting here tonight. A player, obviously his height speaks for itself at center back, 6'8". He and I are breathing different air.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a type of experience, as you can see Hartford coming in the final third.
There's the cross. Joel Johnson, the right mid, able to get in deep. Follow up from Tom Brewitt. And the call will be pointed the way of Hartford Athletic, as Red Bulls 2 upset that there wasn't perhaps a foul called.
But Nocita, it's been a long time coming, seeing him on the field for the first time. Obviously had obligations with Navy to fulfill before he was able to come to the organization. Took a little while getting up to speed tactically, physically, but obviously those Navy men come prepared, and he is all of that here tonight, ready to go.
Cross, Joel Johnson will settle it. Johnson shows patience, then tries to go with the left foot, and Nocita will play it back here to Derek Chan. So Chan making just his second start of the season. 4th game played. His only other start came on May 21st. Started 1 year, last fall at UC Davis. He is out of Cowan Heights, California, and he's had a little bit of a nomadic experience, a number of different club organizations, travel organizations, LA Galaxy. Barely played until his senior year. And as you said, it's show me time. Backup goalies at this level. We know MLS next is on the way next year. So all these guys certainly know that is going to be a factor to see at what level they will remain at.
Absolutely, and Derek Chan, when he's been called upon this year, he's been very good. He, obviously, you don't expect as a goalkeeper coming off the bench to play in any game, but Nico Politis getting an early red card in Tulsa. He had a fantastic game when he came in there, and a bright prospect in this organization at goalkeeper.
Yep, it's just his 4th overall appearance and 2nd start. Here is Chan coming well out and heading a ball that's about 40 yards off of his goal line.
Listen, when you play a high line and aggressive identity that New York has, that's exactly what you need your goalkeeper to do. You're super aggressive in the way you press teams. You need your goalkeeper to be that as well. and Derek Chan is showing that he has that in his locker.
Danny Barrera, Martinez, and the whistle against Red Bulls 2.
A big tackle there between Knapp and Martinez. Star players, Danny Barrera looks upfield, and it was a great ball forward. Sadie was in, but Derek Chan, super aggressive coming out to halt that attack.
Fans celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at selectsportamerica.com. Select, league's choice, player's choice. 2-0, New York Red Bulls 2. 2 goals in the first 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And we have a Hartford Athletic player down, and that is tonight's starting left back in Ashkenov Apollon. And Apollon, native of Boston, Massachusetts, via Haiti. See if he's cramping up. It is very much, as I said, a humid night, 33% humidity despite lower temperatures.
Yeah, I think by the looks of that, Apollon, I think something else is up with him. I don't know if he ended up holding that knee. We're not going to speculate here, but the way he was grimacing there, you hope the best for the young player there.
Well, meanwhile, here's Ray Reed, and got a great conversation with him. Of course, for you and I, this is special. Both St. John's guys, and now we get to see who was the nemesis of the St. John's UConn rivalry in Ray Reed. And now it's a completely different chapter for him, and he's wearing 2 hats. He was hired in May as the technical director, but then coaching change happens as Harry Watling decides he needs to go back to England to attend to personal matters. So he is both technical director, in essence general manager, and head coach. And during that process, he eventually hires Tab Ramos, who is in attendance tonight, sitting in front of us, because he officially starts as head coach tomorrow and will coach his first game September 10th.
Yeah, it's obviously Ray Reed, you know, a fantastic jump for him to get in the USL Championship after what a legacy he's put in at UConn, and obviously what a hire. And Ty Ramos, a legend of this club. I know fans, once they see him here, are going to be flocking in front of us, and I hope he has a Sharpie on him because he's going to get swarmed here. But a great hire for Hartford Athletic, a player with so much experience, a legend of U.S. soccer, and I think he's going to do fantastic things with this club, a club full of talent. But again, like we talk about show me time, they're proving themselves to him here tonight. Obviously, he's going to hit the ground running, as you can see on the screen here, sitting right in front of us. But I think it's going to be interesting for this team. You know, obviously, he's going to come in tomorrow, as you said, and really start to instill the principles that he wants to see out of this team. And interested to see how he'll do, but I know that obviously with the experience that he has as a player and as a coach, he's going to do great things for this club.
Tab sitting there very inconspicuously, wanted to make sure that he sat in the stands tonight rather than not on the field with the team at all. Here's a chance with the left foot, and the save is made by Chan. Chan comes up with the save on Prince Sadie, who received a nice ball and then gathered that first touch quite well.
I think unfortunate for Sadie. I believe he was called offside, but a good opportunity for Hartford nonetheless, and a great stop for Derek Chan. Something for any young goalkeeper. You want to get that first save out of the way. Does that there. Stays big, stays strong, is confident there. In the end, it wouldn't have counted if it went in, but I'm actually very curious tonight here, Ralph, if Dave Mazer is in attendance, because you know he wouldn't miss Ray Reed coming to New Jersey.
Oh, no, listen, you know what? It's kind of our fault. We should have invited him, or at least let him know, because that would have been epic.
I would have paid anything to get him down on the sideline and see them go at it one more time.
That sounds like a good charity idea someday. Joel Johnson, played out by Matt Nocita in his first appearance for New York Red Bulls 2. Starting center back tonight. A completely reconfigured back four for Red Bulls 2, along with Derek Chan in goal, making just his second start. And then one of the holding mids, Eric Ruiz, the 17-year-old, just his second start. Good ball ahead, Sadie, and again the offside flag is up.
Sadie pushing this back line. He's been testing if they can stay organized here. Obviously, hasn't timed the runs quite correctly yet, but that aggressiveness, you know, they play with a high line. They like to press as well in Hartford, so this is going to be a iron sharpening iron type game here. And New York, obviously, they've got to be very careful. If he gets one of those runs timed correctly, they're going to be in trouble.
Well, there's Adebayo Smith drawing a foul, and the defender did not need to do that at all. And that's the new left back, Logan Gadula, who, by the way, just checked in for the injured Ashkenaz Apollon. As Apollo left, and Adebayo Smith looks like he's going to be okay. And a restart for Red Bulls 2 just inside the sideline.
Yeah, Gadula, no stranger to this left back spot. Obviously, he's played quite often there. And I think it was an opportunity for Ray Reid to, you know, get some new faces in the lineup here tonight. But Gadula, you know, he's going to fit in that spot quite nicely, as he has all year for this Hartford Athletic side.
Oh, they'll blow the play dead before John Murphy's service. Murphy curved it too far outside, and the Red Bulls unable to make anything of that. Looking for Davi Alexandre, the closest teammate. Johnson on the first touch. Chip over the top. They look for Martinez. Plays it off the body. Again, Chan was well out, and that was Alexandre with the subtle play. Nice play made by the 15-year-old center back, who's making just his second start and third appearance for Red Bulls 2.
Yeah, big play by Alexandre there. And if Martinez gets a touch on that and looks up and Alexandre's not there, he's got a wide open goal as Derek Chan. I think that's where you have to be careful. You have to pick your times to be aggressive and realize sometimes where you're not going to be able to make it there. And that was one of those times he wasn't going to make it there, but is bailed out by his young defender.
Off of a good challenge, Jonathan Felipe with the touch. Murphy. Settled by Tom Brewitt. Hartford Athletic to organize. And they were caught not ready coming off of the bus, conceding 2 early goals before they really had a touch or a possession.
Yeah, a little bit shell-shocked, I think, top to bottom. You look at the players on the field, and I think they were all looking around thinking, what could we do? You look at Ray Reid on the sideline, and it was a big gut punch for this Hartford Athletic side, who does have aspirations of making this playoff, and they come in here tonight looking for 3 points, and they dug themselves quite a hole.
Hartford Athletic with 8 games left, including tonight. They sit at 6-15-5, 10th in the Eastern Conference. So they still have 24 points still on the table. So, of course, you're asking to run the table, but the math is at least there. And as Ray Reid pointed out, they have more than half of the remaining games are at home, and they've played well there too. And their crowd, their fan supporters section called the Bonanza, has been growing. Crowds at Hartford Athletic have been excellent, averaging about 5,000 fans. And that's part of the belief and what Ray Reid noticed from a business standpoint of what coming out of soccer retirement and what an opportunity this would be for him. Danny Barrera, as they swing it out wide. Sadie was making the run. Gadula. Joel Johnson also swinging further. That is Barrera, the captain of Hartford Athletic, 32 years old.
Yeah, Danny Barrera is absolutely the glue of this Hartford Athletic side. Such a leader. Obviously, he's been with the organization for a while now, but just really does it all in the midfield. And his leadership, you can't put a price on that for this side. For this, you know, they've got a wide mix of young players, but also a lot of experience in Barrera, Martinez, these types of players who know there's not a whole lot left in the tank, and you're honestly excited to see what they're going to do after they're done here on the field. But he's a player that they look to in many facets of the game to keep the things organized and really relay the new messages of Ray Reid, and also Tab Ramos is going to rely on him heavily.
And asking Ray Reid, what's been this team's strength this morning, and I think at this level, I think the answer he gave is not a usual one. He said it's experience because it's Martinez, 35 years old. He's been a warrior in his career. Barrera, 32 years old, the guy that was on the cusp of being in the MLS when he was younger. Barrera's got 4 kids. He's had to adult for a very long time and leading this group in what is a new club and organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Denny Barrera. You know, we're both the same age. I'd love to be doing what he's doing right now, but I'm fortunate to be in the booth with you here tonight. We get to turn back the clock a little bit and reminisce about some old times, but obviously he's a great player, and you know what he means to this Hartford athletic side as he gets a great turnover here.
Off a takeaway, Martinez has Joel Johnson. And then Johnson, that's Nocita. Able to put a pause to that. Barrera, good touch inside, looking for a Brewitt. And then Tom Brewitt commits the foul just to slow down transition that was starting to build for Red Bulls 2.
Yeah, Brewitt moving out of the center back role into the holding midfield role here tonight. He's laid in a couple big challenges in the early going so far, and I think maybe one more and he's going to possibly get in the book here tonight. I think he's lucky not to there after a couple big challenges early on, one on the sideline that New York Rebel 2 wasn't thrilled about, the shove out of bounds, and one early on Michael Knapp, so he's going to have to be on his best behavior to stay without a yellow card in this match, but obviously he provides a ton of bite. You know, he brings that in the center back role, which he has played often this year, and steps into the midfield role tonight.
Chan wastes a clearance. Toss in for Hartford Athletic. But then they give it away from Tulu. Full name Walid Yakubu, from Togo in West Africa. Moved to Maryland when he was 12. And Tulu has been among Hartford Athletics' best players recently. There is Tulu as he shields off Jonathan Felipe. And it'll be a goal kick for Hartford Athletic. So Slayton will move it along.
Thrilled to see a guy like Jonathan Felipe get on the score sheet here tonight. He's put in so much work for this side throughout this 2022 campaign, played all over the field. We get to see him as a striker here tonight, but one of those guys, it's easy to root for him. The way he approaches the game, the type of effort he puts in and day out, and a player that Ibrahim's the guy who knows he can rely on. Anywhere he puts him on the field, he's going to put in the work, do the job, and they know what they can expect from him. So a great congratulations to Jonathan Felipe getting his first goal of 2022.
And a whistle for Red Bulls 2. First goals of the season for Jesus Castellano and Jonathan Felipe.
Castellano, we've seen him as well playing different roles. You know, they've experimented with him in the 6 role, moving him back up into probably a more natural position for him in the 10 in this system. And I think that's where he probably preferably likes to play. The creativity that he has in that tight spaces, you know, springing the attack. I think this is a spot that you project him to play if he's going to, you know, keep moving on to the next level. And so I think another big congrats goes out to him getting that goal. You know, whether that's the way he wanted it to come, I think you envision it a little bit different. But, hey, at the end of the day, a goal's a goal. Honestly, that might be a little bit more of a Red Bull goal than anything, getting that press on and, you know, getting a little bit of deflection there. Maybe that will count double.
Yeah, talking to, again, Ibrahim Sakaya about what his team looks like when they're at their best. And Sunday in their loss to Birmingham, losing 3-1, the plan worked well, but they couldn't finish chances. This is a ball outside the area. Settled, then the left-footed shot, partially blocked, and unable to get that through. Initially a look from Michael Knapp. But aggressiveness with pressing, Ibrahim talked about, that's when he knows we're at our best, when we're aggressively pressing together on a string. Joel Johnson, and he thought he tight-roped the sideline, and he could not get wide on Mullings. Slayton was a 4-year starter at the University of Hartford. Wethersfield, Connecticut gets to play in his backyard. Gadula. And Red Bulls 2 with Adebayo Smith putting the wraps on him. Slayton, not a great first touch. And they play it back through him from Barrera. And Slayton has to be the release guy. And the Red Bulls pressure is going to get them possession. Now a takeaway. Here comes Martinez, one-on-one against Chan. He is cut off by Nocita, and then Nocita prevents the scoring chance. Matt Nocita making his first big play as a member of Red Bulls 2.
What a recovery from Matt Nocita, saving a goal there for his New York Red Bull 2 side. A sloppy back pass from Alexandre. Martinez beats Derek Chan, and Nocita just so strong to come in there and shield that ball out of bounds. If he is not there, that is a sure goal for Hartford Athletic. You can tell, obviously, a very young center back in Davi Alexandre, showing a little bit of the youth there. Obviously, he has had some good performances for this New York Red Bull 2 side. He's just going to have to shake that one off, and I'm sure the players around him are going to let him know it's fine, no harm done, and just move on to the next play.
Adebayo Smith, Red Bulls 2 get another turnover, and they look for a back heel from Jonathan Felipe. And out wide, again, Avante Mullings, who gets such great depth as the right back. Deep throw now for Red Bulls 2, pushing for a third. But it's come with some stress. Hartford Athletic has had a couple of near chances. As Mullings tossed in, converted to be the right back just after the MLS draft in January. And he has made strides, as Coach Sakai has discussed. Tactically, he certainly has the athleticism for the position, but the nuances, Connor, of playing right back. You were a right back for almost your first 3 years full time at St. John's before moving to center back. What are the nuances of right back that a player gains with experience?
Yeah, I think that it's a lot to do with timing, but more so for Avante Mullings. You know, he's blessed with a ton of pace, which converts very nicely to playing outside back, especially on this right side. I think the more so for him is more defensively. That is going to be part of the growth process. His positioning, sometimes he relies on a lot of that pace, when in times if you just position yourself a little bit better before the play, you're going to save some of that energy in those recovery runs that maybe you'll put in because you weren't in the right spot. You can save those for when you are going forward, because he has been an absolute dynamo from this right back spot this year, leading the team in assists with 4. Got a couple goals so far, and I think he's, you know, played an incredible provider. You know, that's exactly what they saw from him coming out of college. You get him in that final third, and he's going to be an absolute terror for defenses. But it's just getting him there, and he's proven that he has all the tools to get there. It's just defensively, maybe cleaning up a little couple things to make him a more solid defender. But he's definitely a very, very bright prospect in the making, and I think he's adjusted very well, not only to the position, but his attitude towards playing that position, which has been very impressive.
Meanwhile, after the service of Murphy and a lot of contact, Brewitt just received the talking to from our center referee. Now Danny Barrera, the captain, having a discussion. Thomas Snyder had a long second talk with Brewitt. Alexandre, Nocita. Follow-up came by Barrera. Murphy with the sweeping tackle. And it's Red Bulls, nope, pointed the other way. Fans, the reigning title holders, visit in-state rivals as the USL on ESPN2 continues. Orange County SC looks for a late season surge against Sacramento Republic FC on Sunday, September 18th at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Of course, Sacramento Republic in the U.S. Open Cup final against Orlando. What a game that is going to be. What a story Sacramento Republic has been this summer. A takeaway, that's Mullings, the right back, able to intercept. Then a loose ball inside the area. Red Bulls 2 asking for a handball, and our referee says no. Hartford AC with Martinez, and now he has an outlet ahead, Joel Johnson. Transition for Hartford AC. Johnson waits for the overlap, nice slip. Numbers in the box for Hartford AC, the deflection, Chan comes up with a save. Just a little deflection, a little touch. Somehow Chan kept it out.
What a save by Derek Chan. Coming up huge for this New York Red Bull 2 side. Stonewalling Hartford on the 6 as Sadie looks to tuck that in the back of the net. And Derek Chan made himself so big yet again. And what a tackle there from Alexandre, who got a touch on it to deflect it into the body of Derek Chan. Massive stop for New York Red Bull 2.
Now Mullings, a chance to transition. And in the middle, Jesus Castellano. Adebayo Smith accelerates ahead. Had Murphy on his left. Will take it out wide. Red Bulls 2 will look for the cross intended for Murphy. And swept away by Tulu. Mullings on the follow-up. Felipe sizing up his defender. And was hoping to try to sell the call, but our referee not hearing it.
And New York Red Bull 2 looking for a couple PKs, back-to-back plays. Referee not seeing any of it, and I think rightfully so, as Hartford looks to spring another attack with Sadie getting into open space here.
Gadula. Budati, that just made that nice service. Slayton to keep the possession going for Hartford Athletic. Gadula follows up his first pass. And it'll be all Chan and Red Bulls 2 getting it from the left back. Arian Racinos, 17-year-old, just in his 5th game played. First start for Red Bulls 2. Up ahead, Felipe. Felipe with Castellano running the middle. Felipe across. Well, Castellano might have slowed down his run just a touch too soon and maybe gave up on it.
I love that ball from Felipe. Put it in a spot where only his player could have gotten it. Castellano, I think you're right, slowed up that run just a little bit when you saw him go wide. You can see him at the top of the box. If he just makes one little run, I don't know if he's going to be able to get it, as Derek Chan has been so aggressive off his line here yet again. But a great opportunity for New York there to get a 3rd goal in this first half.
Gadula. Well, this game has had segments where it's been really opened up. Another opportunity for that. Felipe, again with Castellano. Now, pretty ball for Castellano. He is in. First touch. Now to his right. Big time save, Slayton. Follow up, Felipe. Settles in along the end line. Now back across. Had to be headed down. Follow up on Adebayo Smith now through and a volley. It was eventually blocked. And Hartford Athletic can momentarily exhale.
What an initial save there from Slayton. Such a strong hand he puts on as Jordan Adebayo Smith tries from deep. And an onslaught of chances there for New York, trying to nab this 3rd goal off Hartford. Just can't beat Slayton. And this is what we're talking about. Transition moments are going to win this game. And you can tell New York, you just have to be a little bit cleaner in the final third. I thought Castellano could have maybe hit that ball first time. Does a good job taking it inside, getting it back to his right foot. Just can't beat Slayton. He proves very formidable in that first save. You just have to be a little bit cleaner. Try to get a better opportunity off the second effort there, but they're trying their best to get that third goal. But Hartford is hanging tough here.
Felipe again connecting with Castellano. Not trying to cut it across. Jesus Castellano with patience, waits for some more support. Then trying to rip that ball across was Adebayo Smith, looking for Murphy via the pass. Martinez checking well back. And look at Nocita. Trail him all the way upfield.
That's exactly what New York is going to look for their center backs to do. Be aggressive as well, just as we've seen Derek Chan do all night. You have full reign to step in that midfield, knowing that you have help behind you.
Sadie remains onside. Has runners into the box. Sadie got the layoff down to the feet of Martinez. Martinez then will settle it and then hook it too far over the bar. Nice settle initially from Luca Perpa.
That's a great ball into Martinez, who does all the hard work, puts Murphy off his feet, has an opportunity to put that ball on net and just skies it over the top. And you can see as he holds his hands in his head, clearly knows he should have done better with that opportunity there.
Well, Hartford Athletic has gotten Ariel Martinez looks. Remember the long through ball ahead that Nocita cut him off on an open goal. Chan a couple of times well off of his line. The chances have been there for Hartford Athletic, who still is mathematically in contention to make the playoffs. Red Bulls 2 thinking ahead, turning the page to 2023, putting out a very young and inexperienced lineup tonight and hoping to play spoiler. Joel Johnson, Budati makes the overlapping run. This time Nocita shuts down the cross. Nocita, a four-year starter at Navy, three-time Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year. At 6'8", went into Navy at 6'5", grew 3 inches while in college. I wish I could do that.
I think he could have spared a couple my way. That would have been nice. 6'5", going to 6'8". I don't think he needs all that, but obviously we talk.
Good ball on the backside, and Sadie could not chip it down. Joel Johnson picked him out with precision.
What a ball from Joel Johnson. Puts it on a plate for Prince Sadie there, and he just can't put it on net. He's had quite the amount of chances here in this first half. And I think if you're Ray Reid, you're asking him to do a little bit better with some of these chances because they could be in this game right now. Not that they're out of this game by any means, but they could have a couple goals here, and New York has gotten let off the hook with a couple sloppy looks on net, and I think Derek Chan has got to be asking more out of his defenders, clean up a little bit of the marking in the box. Obviously getting some pressure out to Johnson, who had free reign to look up and pick out Sadie on the back post.
And Budati, that pass did not connect with him. Well, Ray Reid, it's interesting because you have a long-time, a legendary college head coach, 4-time National Coach of the Year, take over at this level. And I wondered about the subtle differences in what he's learned, and thought Ray's answer was interesting. What does it take to win at this level compared to college? And he put it bluntly, at this level, you need a proven and established goal scorer. That's the difference between even the middle of the pack, climbing up, and he laments that they just haven't been able to find one or bring one in to Hartford Athletic. We're seeing that, I think, play out tonight. And despite the score being 2-0, Red Bulls 2, it could be a lot different. Backside run, Castellano, and he looked for Mullings, who was trying to sneak through the back door. Logan Gadula with the man marking there.
Yeah, obviously a goal scorer makes life anything, all easier in every facet of the game, and I think takes a lot of pressure off. And, a guy who can bang in a couple of these chances that they've had here tonight can put them in a much different position, not only here tonight, but in the table. maybe change that playoff chances for them here this year. I think it's late in the year to be adding things, but they're certainly looking to 2023 to bring in a person who can put that ball in the back of the net. And you know, it comes, obviously it's a team effort, and they do have a lot of pieces on the field who can do that job, but I think they're looking for that one guy who can put that on his back and take the pressure off the team.
They go over the top again for Sadie. Sadie as it cuts it back against Alexandre, and then was looking for a trail runner that was not there. Later in the second half, I think we'll see Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. at some point, Brooklyn native, who will come in up top at forward for Ariel Martinez. He provides a different speed element. Ray Reid had tried Ariel Martinez at midfield earlier this year because he is 35, just to take some wear and tear off of him, but Ariel has proven from the fitness standpoint that's not the issue.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, in the midfield, you know, almost you put a guy, you know, in that midfield, it can even be more demanding. So I think this could be the spot at this point of his career, probably the best spot for him, as you can see a little bit of extracurricular activities went on as Murphy and Budati have been going at it a little bit here.
Ray Reid, 24 years at UConn, retiring in December of 21. A national championship, 4 Big East tournament crowns, 8-time Big East regular season champions. Felipe finds an alley for Adebayo Smith. Adebayo Smith against Tulu in a good matchup. Adebayo Smith to the goal line, then played it across. Slayton bangs it back. And Hartford Athletic, a clearance up the line.
Great feet there from Jordan Adebayo Smith, putting Tulu on skates on the end line. Can't find the final pass, but New York suffocating them, keeping them on their own half, sustaining this attack.
Alexandre, poor touch, and almost cost Red Bulls 2 there again. Chan was much deeper than he anticipated, and right off the top, Connor, I told you, besides Ovante Mullings, the other guys in the back 5 have a combined 5 starts among the 5 other guys, besides Mullings. We wondered how that is gonna connect, and would we see some of those issues? How would you assess what we've seen from the back 4 plus goalie tonight?
Yeah, generally pretty good here in the early goings. I think obviously you saw another sketchy touch there from Davi Alexandre, and Ibrahim Sagaya told him after, take another touch, be sure with your passes. You can see him emphasizing that you have to be firm in your passes playing back, because the forwards at this level, he's not used to playing against guys with this type of instincts. You know, so I think it's been a little bit of, you know, a little bit of tricky times, but so far so good. Obviously keeping the clean sheet has been big, whether that's been by their doing or a little bit of luck with the finishing that Hartford has had here tonight. But I think, you know, so far they've held up well. I think Matt Nocita, his presence in the back has been incredible for this group. I would love to see a back line of Matt Nocita and Hassan Ndama. It might be the tallest back line in USL. And but so far, I think Davi Alexandre, outside of the 2 back passes, has proven well. Avante Mullings, I think he can take more of a leadership role here tonight. I think obviously the key for them is keeping a clean sheet, and you can tell he's letting Sadie have a couple chances here at the back post. I think that's where we talk about his positioning. But I think, you know, so far, you can't argue they've kept a clean sheet.
Davi Alexandre, should remind folks, he's just 15 years old, born in the year of 2007. You heard that correct. Arian Racinos starting left back tonight. His first career start. He's just 17.
And I think that's one thing easily for people to forget, how young these players are and the type of pressure that comes along with putting this jersey on. Something that they've dreamed about, and they know that this is a big opportunity for them to show well for not only themselves and their family, but for this entire academy, and to show that, yes, you trusted me with this opportunity, I'm going to make the most of it.
2-0 New York Red Bulls 2. Fans USL is all for Republic. Tune in to the US Open Cup final as Sacramento Republic takes on Orlando City SC, and show your support using the hashtag #AllForRepublic on social media and watch the U.S. Open Cup Final September 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. That's appointment watching. Sacramento Republic has made an incredible run. And certainly you're talking about players showing out and showing perhaps future organizations what they're about for 2023 contracts and what a stage that is going to be for Sacramento Republic players of the USL Championship, and perhaps for future USL Championship teams that go into US Open Cup maybe being written off, and they're going to show and remind folks that, look, you may not be in the MLS, but you are right there. You can play with those guys. Absolutely, and quite the opportunity for Sacramento Republic FC. You know, really pulling for them to make some magic and give us one more cup set here in 2022. And obviously for New York Red Bull fans, it's going to be a little bit bitter watching that game, knowing that they couldn't do the job against Orlando City, who will face against Sacramento Republic FC in the final. And I know they would have loved to host an Open Cup final at Red Bull Arena if they were able to get that win down in Orlando, but that wasn't the case. And it should be an interesting game in itself, and we know that there's going to be a packed house down in Orlando, and hopefully a lot of Sacramento Republic FC supporters. We know they can pack out their building. Be interesting to see how many fans they travel cross country, but it should be a fun one. 2 minutes of stoppage time added. Hartford Athletic, after being punched and almost knocked down the first couple of minutes, they've responded well and created a lot of chances. There's Felipe, speaking of creating chances. Avante Mullings. And since then, Hartford Athletic has very much leveled the game off. Absolutely, they've found their way back into this game, as you see a great ball there from Avante Mullings. Jordan Adebayo-Smith can't find the returning ball there, but I think this game is, there's a lot of opportunities left in this match. In New York, if they can take advantage of these transition moments when they're able to pick off some of these balls from Hartford, there's a couple more goals and opportunities in this match. They just got to commit numbers forward. Martinez, as he checks back. Chased by the teenager Ruiz. Barrera begging for a switch was the left back in Gadula. Barrera punches it out here for Budadi. Sends it across. Sadie was in the air. This one chipped right by Johnson into the hands of Chan, and that's the final play of the first half. Hartford Athletic with numerous chances that made the Red Bulls' 2 hearts stop. But the difference, a pair of goals in the first 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Jonathan Felipe would add the second on a pretty pass from Jordan Adebayo-Smith. And that is where we stand through the first 45 minutes. This game promises to have a lot more action in the second half, if the first half is any indicator. We're coming back and we'll take a look at the USL Championship standings, show you first half highlights and updates, all the chances Ariel Martinez has had, and more when we come back to MSU Soccer Park. You're watching New York Red Bulls 2 Soccer on ESPN+.
In 2020, in the very beginning, we had people banging pots and pans outside. This time around, I've had people spit at me. I've had people scream at me.
People just don't understand it unless you're there.
I come into work just wanting to help my patients.
We are building our team back again, and we are building it back stronger and stronger.
You really love what you do, so you stick to it.
to every drive. The exhilarating Audi SUV family.
I'll give you something, make you shake it.
Wada now dribbling, gets by 2 and shoots and scores! Forbes one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again!
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in! What a finish! The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
A nice, comfortable evening tonight at MSU Soccer Park, where the New York Red Bulls 2 have the lead over Hartford Athletic, 2-0 tonight. USL Championship action. Ralph Bednarczyk with Connor Lade as we show you our first half highlights and our spotlight players. Ariel Martinez, a couple goals in the last 3 games. This was Joel Johnson on the feed across. Martinez was involved in everything in the middle as the target forward, but could not finish. Several good looks.
Yeah, this is probably the best chance of the night for Ariel Martinez. Does everything, beats Derek Chan, just can't beat the 6'8" defender making his debut in Matt Nocita. So strong to push him out of bounds and keep this a clean sheet here for New York. But he has been so active in this match, and you can expect more to come from him.
Then Jordan the Bio Smith. This is after the Red Bulls 2 had just scored, and then his pass there on the money to Felipe.
Yeah, assist in the 3rd minute. A huge opportunity for New York to double their lead in the 3rd minute, and he did exactly that, finding Felipe, and he's been active in this match. I'd like to see a little bit more in the final third, especially in these transition movements, using his speed. You can see what he can do on the ball and off the ball. Throws a little scissor on Tulu, puts him off, looking up, trying to find that final pass, but he's been very active, and I can expect that we're going to see many more chances from Jordan Adebayo Smith here in the second half.
2-0 New York Red Bulls 2, a pair of goals, 2 minutes and 5 seconds in. We'll be coming back with more, but first, we had a chance to sit down with 23-year-old defender Hassan Endab, who is with the New York Red Bulls tonight on their trip to Montreal as he is rostered. We discuss Endam's return to the New York Red Bulls organization and what that means to play under the guidance of head coach Ibrahim Sagaya.
Crawford swings it in. Endam with the first touch. Patterson trying to get the shot away. Endam makes the tackle.
I was very happy because Red Bull is a big team around the world and in America, so I was surprised and very happy to get back to this opportunity. To be coached by Ibra is very blessed because Ibra was a big opportunity why I'm here in Red Bull back. So I learned a lot because Ibra played Champions League, Ibra played a lot of games of New York Red Bulls, and he won the trophy with New York Red Bulls, and I did the same. So, and I'm very happy for that, and I'm very happy to keep learning from him and keep going forward.
More on Hassan Endam, born in the Cameroon, making his USL debut with Red Bulls 2 back in 2017, and tonight having the opportunity to roster with the Red Bulls up in Montreal.
Yeah, absolutely. Hassan Endam, it's been a great story. Obviously, I remember him being, personally being a preseason down in Florida. He would come up and he played against us, and I remember that's when we first saw him. And, you know, the rest is history from there. Obviously brought him in, went to Cincinnati, you know, bounced around a little bit, but fortunate to come back here. And I know Ibrahim Sagay has put a big personal interest on putting him under his wing, making sure that he's teaching him the ways to, you know, what it means to not only be a good footballer, but be a good professional. And I think you've seen a lot of that maturity since he's come back here. Obviously gets the loan spell with New York Red Bulls in Montreal tonight, so it should be a good opportunity for him, and we're excited to see him back here with New York Red Bull 2.
He started 5 games, 5 appearances with New York Red Bulls 2 this summer. We're coming back, still more to do, including taking a look around the league, the USL Championship standings and out-of-town scoreboard. Halftime score here, Red Bulls 2-0 over Hartford Athletic.
I'm on that real tick. I'm on that real tick.
Wada now dribbling, gets by 2 and shoots and scores! Forbes one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again!
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in! What a finish! The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
2-0 New York Red Bulls 2 as we have a look at the standings. Louisville City continues to lead the table, 4 points better than Memphis 901 so far. Tampa Bay Rowdies, such a class organization, sitting in third. There's Hartford Athletic there as they are still within some reach perhaps, but they'll need to really run the table to catch up to Detroit City and need a lot of help. Detroit City in their very first season up from Nisa here in the USL Championship. Out-of-town scores. This is one of 5 games taking place tonight. Later tonight, Phoenix Rising, Rio Grande Valley, Indy 11, and Louisville City are at the half as well. Tied and scoreless, Pittsburgh and Charleston Battery. And coming up later, Memphis 901 and Loudoun United. Well, Sacramento Republic FC has been the story all summer. And they have made the breakthrough. The first lower division club since 2008 to reach the U.S. Open Cup final when the Charleston Battery did it. And they have done it. It hasn't been a fluke. You read all the quotes, they expected this. USL Championship and League One clubs combined for 6 wins over MLS teams, a couple of PKs. It's been a remarkable story. And I think, Connor, it sets the stage for even the future U.S. Open Cups. It will just remain. The 2023 U.S. Open Cup is going to deserve tremendous attention.
Absolutely. I think what a story for Sacramento Republic FC, as we said, and you're hoping for the best for them. It's going to be a great show down in Orlando, and we're excited to watch it.
And we have a new franchise. Jacksonville USL has announced their intentions to join the USL Championship for 2025. A co-owner is Tim Tebow. So he is going to go back to his Jacksonville roots. They're the 4th expansion team to announce this season. They've got at least a color like the Jacksonville Jaguars. No nickname, no stadium as of yet, but Tim Tebow is a part of USL Championship. As we look at our halftime numbers, the shots 7-5, a lot more activity in this game, very much wide open.
Absolutely, you can see a typical New York Red Bull score sheet that they like to see. Possession, they don't have it, but they've got more shots. They've got good shots on target, and obviously gotten some good opportunities in the final third while keeping a clean sheet.
First half highlights when we come back. 2-0 Red Bulls 2.
In 2020, in the very beginning, we had people banging pots and pans outside. This time around, I've had people spit at me. I've had people scream at me.
People just don't understand it unless you're there.
I come into work just wanting to help my patients.
We are building our team back again, and we are building it back stronger and stronger.
You really love what you do, so you stick to it.
Add drama to every drive. The exhilarating Audi SUV family.
Wada now dribbling, gets by 2 and shoots and scores! Forbes one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again!
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in! What a finish! The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
This one got started off with a flurry. It's 2-0 New York Red Bulls 2 over Hartford Athletic. Welcome back to MSU Soccer Park. Ralph Bednarchuk with Connor Lade as we show you how RB2 did it. Here's Avante Mullings off of the first touch, just seconds in. This ball eventually would be blocked, and it happens to be volleyed off of the body of Jesus Castellano.
I mean, he'll take it anyway. That ball will go in, and what a start for New York. And they really put their foot on the gas and didn't waste any more time doubling their lead. Jordan Adebayo-Smith finding Jonathan Felipe, who gets his first goal of the year.
But then Hartford Athletic would mount some chances. Here is Ariel Martinez that took himself out of the play. Matt Nocita cut him off.
Yeah, Matt Nocita, such a formidable offender to try to get around, and he shows his recovery speed, his ability to cover for other defenders there. And Derek Chan has been superb when called upon here tonight, combining with Davi Alexandre, who maybe saved the goal there, keeping that ball out of the side netting, deflecting it into his goalkeeper's chest. And Jordan Adebayo-Smith here, showing the footwork, what he can do, trying to find Felipe for a second of the match. Can't do it, and it's 2-0 at the break.
Couple of notes on that goal by Jesus Castellano. It's the fastest goal in New York Red Bulls 2 history, the 10th fastest goal in USL Championship history, and it's also the 400th all-time goal in Red Bulls 2 history. And should the Red Bulls 2 win this one, we'll add another interesting note, it would be their all-time 99th win in franchise history. So a lot happened there within a matter of seconds that caused some history.
Absolutely. That's a lot of history there, Ralph. And I think, you know, obviously Ibrahim Sagaya is looking to get that BWP win here for Red Bull 2 in their history. And obviously, I think that was a great start, setting the tone of this match for Red Bull 2 coming out here, and they're going to look to do the same in the second half here.
Murphy, both teams making substitutions. here at halftime. Matt Nocita is done after playing 45 minutes. And Lamine Conte will replace him at center back. And for Hartford Athletic, a sub at midfield as Andre Lewis, more of an attacking player, replaces Luca Perpa in that spot. Lewis in particular has been very good. 5'6", 145 pounds. He's a dynamo. They used to play for the Colorado Switchbacks. So Matt Nocita is done. Connor, how would you evaluate his first appearance?
Yeah, I think we weren't expecting him to play major minutes here tonight, but when he was called upon, he was superb. I thought he led by example in the back, stepping out, being aggressive when those balls were played underneath. Obviously, you saw the recovery speed on the chance that Ariel Martinez had, and shows kind of why the New York Red Bulls drafted him in the first round with the 7th overall pick in the 2022 Super Draft. And they've waited a long time to see him, and I think he was well worth the wait.
The New York Red Bulls traded up 8 spots to get Matt Nocita. And at 6'8", I'll add this, Connor, we did not see him foul. He faced professional speed tonight. And at 6'8", you wonder, how does that coordination match up against that? That didn't seem to be out of place.
Now, you see guys with the height that he has play like they're that height. He doesn't play like he's that height. He's quick, he's agile, he moves well, turns, which is huge for a center back. You know, that turn and that sprint ability that he has is incredible. And I think, you know, with the ball at his feet, he's confident on the ball. And, you know, talking to Ibrahim Sagaya and a couple people around the club when they were actually practicing set pieces with Hassan Ndam and Matt Nocita, it's just unfair. It's crazy. I wouldn't want to be a player trying to guard them in training on set pieces, but we actually didn't get to see him do that in the box on a set piece, but hoping we get a couple more appearances here with Red Bull 2, and we get to see him maybe test that prowess in the box.
Pressure on Jimmy Slayton. Matt Nocita to finish up the story. 6 career goals at Navy, all off of head balls. And meanwhile, as we saw Ray Reid, Connor, what do you think the message to his team was at the half?
Yeah, listen, I think it's tough to overreact. Obviously, it was a horrible start from Hartford. Like you mentioned, didn't get off the bus. They were shell-shocked in the first opening minutes against this New York Red Bull 2 side, who really had their foot on the gas and wanted to make a statement early on. But they played themselves back into the match, and they had a lot of good opportunities, and I think they should be disappointed to walk away not getting at least 2 goals out of that opening first half. And I think, so there are positives to take. Obviously, they catch New York in some transition moments, testing that back line, and I think there is more opportunities for them in this match to get back in this game. But the longer this goes, 2-0, obviously a lot of pressure comes on, especially for a team trying to claw their way back into the playoff race.
Yeah, Hartford Athletic still mathematically alive, but as we touched on, with 8 games left, they probably need to run the table and get major help. But they're still playing and acting like they can put it together with a bunch of home games still to go. Here's Prince Sadie. Sadie then whips it across, and nearly a dangerous slide tackle to volley it away by Arian Racinos. Quite dangerous there from the 17-year-old. He did not have anybody on his back hip. Or check that, you know what? He did have Joel Johnson there.
Yeah, Racinos, that's a massive play from him. Really saves a goal there for Red Bull 2. Joel Johnson waiting to tap that ball in at the back post. And that's a difficult spot for any defender. But for a 17-year-old playing at this level, a great block for Racinos to keep New York with the clean sheet.
Barrera. And Hartford Athletic has an early one. Off the corner, Danny Barrera, the delivery. And just 5 minutes into the second half, the finish from Tom Brewitt. 2-1 game.
Brewitt unmarked at the near post. A fantastic ball whipped in to the area and makes no mistake as he directs this one into the back post. Just not good enough in the marking from Red Bull 2. A player like Brewitt that you know has prowess in the air cannot be unmarked in the box. And like I said, makes no mistake, 2-1. Seconds after I say the clean sheet is preserved from Racinos.
Third of the season for Tom Brewitt of Liverpool, England. And he has been warned a couple times by our center referee tonight. Could have had at least a yellow early. He certainly established a tone. And someone, Ray Reed, has said he has been fantastic in terms of leadership. He's primarily been playing center back tonight, starting and holding mid. And prior to the opening kick, we have perhaps a player cramping up for Hartford Athletic. Well, what a difference maker that is. And this is Andre Lewis, who had just entered at halftime. It's deceiving a little bit, Connor, because the humidity is very high, 33%, even though it's just 79 degrees. And at times, just like it is late in the fall, when players kind of get caught with that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, you think a player coming in this match, you're hoping for that match fitness level that it's not a cramp. I think it might be a knock that he took there. And it looks like he's going to be able to run this off, as we can see. The traveling support for Hartford Athletic up in the garage, making lots of noise here at Montclair Soccer Park.
Yep, even bringing all the musical instruments with them. Well, that's not bad to use the railings as the drum set. The Bonanza, the supporters group of Hartford Athletic.
Great acoustics in that garage.
Yeah, oh,
they
yeah.
know what they're doing.
You know, that's a very fine point by you. All that echoing, and a band of 5 can sound like an entire orchestra there. So Lewis remains in. And he goes up with the head ball with Mullings. Prince Sadie tried to win it. Yunus Budandi. Tulu. One touched over by Brewitt. Barrera locating Andre Lewis. And a great switch by Hartford Athletic. And as they move together in tandem very confidently since the goal, Joel Johnson. Johnson bottled up by Red Bull's 2 defenders. On the follow-up, Lewis, poor first touch, back-heeled, then the blast! Oh, that's a shot by Barrera. He had targeted for the back of the net.
Yeah, Denny Barrera had that one on a plate for himself, and he absolutely put his foot all the way through that one, challenging Derek Chan. He's trying to locate that ball and just goes just wide of that near post. Derek Chan looked like he had it covered. But you know, you give Danny Barrera a couple opportunities like that, he's going to make the most of it. So New York have to be ultra careful, especially in and around the box, not being on their heels, anticipating where that ball is going to win or bounce, and you got to win those second balls all around your box, or else a team with this type of experience is going to find their way back in this match.
Here comes our first card. And this is going to be against Budandi, the right back, the very late challenge. There's been a series of warnings back from the first half, and Thomas Snyder is drawing the line in the turf now. Jesus Castellano shaken up.
Yeah, Budandi coming through the back of Castellano. Castellano knew exactly what to do to put his body in between him and the ball, and he knew if he was going to draw that foul, it was surely going to be a yellow card.
So Yunus Budandi, the first yellow. And Castellano, well, as Budandi had lost the dribble a bit and then undercuts Castellano.
Yeah, goes straight through the back of him. Dangerous tackle there. Good call by the referee to give the yellow card there. Castellanos should be able to continue here.
And meanwhile, for Ibrahim Senkaya, Connor, what do you make of what he said to his team at the half? You start off so great, but yet you could have been trailing 4-2.
I think this is more of a look into what it could have been for New York. Obviously gave a ton of clear chances to Hartford. You know, they could have been on the end of, you know, trailing at the half with the type of clear-cut chances that they had. And so he knows this is probably the wake-up call that they needed. You know, sometimes you get lulled into thinking you're in control of a match when maybe necessarily you controlled. Ooh, great opportunity there.
Well,
by
that's
Castellano.
Castellano showing that he is certainly okay after taking that knock.
Yeah, absolutely. Feeling no ill effects of that tackle, but I think, yeah, this is the wake-up call, like I was saying, that they needed. Maybe a splash of cold water in the face, realizing we still have a lot more to play if we want to win this match.
The pressure on Barrera. Gadula. Andre Lewis and releasing ahead, Prince Sadie. Sadie attacking Alexandre, whipped it across, and Joel Johnson again in the vicinity making the run.
Sadie has been very, very active in this match, going at Alexandre multiple times in the second half and whipped such a dangerous ball across the face of the six in the spot that the goalkeeper or defenders, no one could get it. All he needed was Joel Johnson on the back of that one to tap it in to level this match. A little too firm. Maybe the run wasn't quite hard enough from Joel Johnson, but a great opportunity there from Hartford Athletic.
Tulu, he's bottled up and turns it over. Andre Lewis though, quick turnaround. Saucers a nice ball in space for Sadie. Against Alexandre as they meet again. Then chips it across, head ball was there. And Racinos again, his second strong defensive play of this half. It'll be a corner for Hartford Athletic.
Racinos has been a hero at that back post for Red Bull 2. As you can see, Sadie yet again in the final third. Looking to find Joel Johnson. Those two have been looking for each other all match long. And Racinos, again, says, I'm not going to be beaten at that back post.
Barrera off of the service on the corner. Hartford Athletics goal came via the corner in the 50th minute. Gadula. Joel Johnson spun around, taken away. Avante Mullings. Felipe. Adebayo Smith. Adebayo Smith, and he sails that pass.
Yeah, Adebayo Smith trying to really whip one into that back post. As you can see, 3 New York Red Bull 2 players streaking to the back post. I know you know exactly what he's trying to do there, whipping a hard ball to that back post. Just couldn't pick out any of those guys. And if I'm Ray Reid, I am looking for Sadie to continue to go down this left side of the field, as him and Joel Johnson have switched, but he's found so much success there. And I'm looking at Avante Mullings. You need to provide some support to Davy Alexandre here. As you can see, he's still upfield, and Murphy is in his role for him, covering, but I think you need to shift that focus a little bit more defensively to help your young defender, the 15-year-old next to you playing center back, because Sadie has just been a menace.
Ball whipped to the top of the box. Martinez was in too deep. Well, Hartford Athletic, they leveled the game off in the first half after trailing 2-0, and now they have started to command the second half. The first 15 minutes gone, and Hartford Athletic looks determined to get the equalizer and then some.
Yeah, you can see the tide shifting in this match. Momentum fully on the side of Hartford Athletic, and they can smell blood in the water right now.
Now Joel Johnson from left mid. Johnson, he sprays it across to the top of the box, did not have a runner. Eric Ruiz, captain of the Red Bulls Academy under-17 squad, who's making the start tonight. Just his second and fourth game played.
New York Rebel 2 looks like they have no answers right now. They look a little bit defeated, which someone in there has to make a little bit of an effort, yell at someone, give a little bit of a spark, and because they just look gassed right now in Hartford. Looks like they're the ones up in this match.
And it feels necessary to note, Connor, in this case, we are even 11 v 11 at this point. But Hartford Athletic continuing to dominate possession side to side as Barrera again played it to the top of the box. Swept away and only near midfield, where Jadama patiently will connect with Jimmy Slayton.
This is where you need someone in this match, someone with a little bit more experience to get everyone on the same page. But New York, you can tell, these are the cracks that we've seen during the year when you do take some of the important players out of this team. Who's going to step up to the plate and be that leader?
Andre Lewis. And Lewis is being tugged on. Here comes an immediate card. No doubt about it. The tug of the jersey by Michael Knapp. Well, that only slows down Hartford Athletic, but a frustration yellow at that.
Yeah, I think and that's exactly what Michael Knapp's trying to do. He's trying to get a stoppage. He's asking the players in front of him, please, you got to give a little bit more work here as we look at a change for Hartford Athletic. But that was a statement for his team. It wasn't necessarily something that he's, a professional foul. He wanted to pick up a yellow card there, and he wanted a little bit of a stoppage to get the message around to his team.
Joel Johnson is going to be subbed off, and Rashawn Dolly will come on, another Connecticut native of Bloomfield, Connecticut. So Dolly will replace him at wide mid. Joel Johnson, what a night he had. And his activity wide, along with Prince Sadie, has been impactful.
Yeah, Johnson definitely proved a lot of great balls in the first half. Probably should have had an assist to Sadie and possibly could have had a goal in the second half. Maybe if some of those runs were a little bit sharper at the back post, or found a little bit more luck with some of the balls that were played into him. But a good showing for him. Possibly could have had a little bit more production in the final third, though.
Budani across it went, traffic in front, loose inside the 6, a clearance by Red Bulls 2 in front of Derek Chan.
What an opportunity there. Lewis just gets stonewalled from Chan. But I thought probably could have done better to put that ball in the back of the net, and that would have been even doings here.
Rare transition in possession now for Red Bulls 2. Felipe. Jonathan Felipe. Castellano waits for some support. Adebayo Smith has it lined up. Whips it to the top. There's the chip, and maybe getting a bit of a piece of it is Slayton. Oh, that was set up like a saucer for John Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy at the top of the box, putting his foot through this, curling it, trying to beat Slayton. Slayton getting a great touch to put it out for a corner kick there. You almost could feel the anxiety when this stands here, when they didn't maybe get an earlier opportunity. But sometimes the patience pays off as Adebayo Smith lays a perfect ball to the top of the box for Murphy to hit. Just can't beat Slayton there.
The Red Bulls 2 get off their heels defensively. Murphy ensuing corner. As they play it short. Head ball won by Bruitt. Well, Hartford Athletic, they were the transition side in the first half. They've been the possession side here in the second. Shot blocked off the foot of Murphy. The other way, Sadie. Danny Barrera leads numbers forward. Dali. Barrera. Good moves, Danny Barrera with patience as he whips it in front. Ruiz has the clearance for Red Bulls 2.
Eric Ruiz has been all over the place here tonight. We know exactly what the academy coaches talk about him at this level and the heart and soul that he puts into this match, and that's been on display here tonight. He's been all over the park, putting in that dirty work for the players in front of him. You know, he's the type of player, he may not, you know, lead, you know, at this level, speaking-wise, on the verbal level, but he does so in spades by example with the type of work he puts around the field.
Lewis, Martinez, Ariel Martinez. Barrera tries to play the right back Budadi in. Head ball is there, and not able to drive it down was Prince Sadie, but he was able to climb the ladder well.
Absolutely. I think that's a ball that it's so difficult to get any sort of power on when that's looped in to the penalty area. And I think he did his all to try to get that on net, but you can't generate a ton of power when the ball is floated like that. It's going to be very difficult to beat a goalkeeper. You can see they're targeting Sadie. They know the type of things he can do down this left side. And they're going back to the well yet again.
Racinos. And some possession for Red Bulls too as they play it back through Chan. Not a lot of this in this second half. Offside flag is up on Adebayo Smith. The goal by Brewitt came in the 50th minute, and Hartford Athletic has relentlessly chased the second. Barrera playing in Dali. Chan, that pass away from Ruiz, collected by Michael Knapp. So Red Bulls 2 has been able to exhale a little bit. One thing, Connor, we saw a lot more of in the first half. Red Bulls 2 were able to press Hartford Athletic into some turnovers. Looks like Hartford Athletic has forgotten about maybe the nervous moments they had during that spell.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure if it's you know, they've been a little bit more confident on the ball, but I think you can look at New York and they haven't pressed the type of way that they did in the first half, and they're lacking in a little bit of that regard right now. And you can look around the field and they're reacting to things. They're not being proactive in the way that they press the ball. They're not really reading on the cues, the types of times that you can get out and press Hartford. And obviously that's natural at times when you are leading and you're trying to preserve that lead, especially when you give up a goal and cut that lead in half, for you to, you know, dial back on that aggression. But there still needs to be times where you're all out in this press, especially when they cross that half. And you just haven't quite seen that all put together here in the second half for New York.
A takeaway, Andre Lewis. Lewis playing in Martinez. Martinez at the top, Barrera. Budadi. Then looking for the turn, Dali. Barrera looked to chip. Sadie brings it down nicely for Gadula. Dali off of another takeaway, then a shot blocked, and Derek Chan will pounce on it and tell everybody to settle in. Fans, if you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the XXM app. Red Bulls 2 led 2-0 after 3 minutes. Avante Mullings. Hartford Athletic scoring here early in the second half, and there's a terrific ball delivered. Mullings on the back end, able to locate Felipe. 3-1, Red Bulls 2.
Jonathan Felipe, what a goal. Mullings cutting that ball back to his left foot, whipping in such a dangerous ball in there, and the timing of this run by Jonathan Felipe, getting his second goal of the match, totally against the run of play here. And New York can have a massive exhale from what Hartford was throwing at them just seconds ago, looking like the tide was totally turning in this match. Look at the combination here as Avante Mullings whips in a beautiful ball, and Jonathan Felipe, no one was beating him to that ball, beating Slayton at the near post. 3-1 New York.
What a night for Jonathan Felipe, scoring his first 2 goals of the season. And for a forward, they can define themselves by the pressure or by what is listed in their goal column. This is his 25th game of the season, 15th start. He's had a lot of chances, as we'll see a sub, Daniel DeLeon replacing John Murphy. And one of the holding mid spots here, the goal coming in the 72nd minute. And Avante Mullings put it in a great spot. But the want-to of Jonathan Felipe was there.
Yeah, we'll see De Leon come into this match into the number 6 role, playing alongside Michael Knapp. Eric Ruiz will push out to the left. Castellano playing still in that 10 role, so a different look to Daniel De Leon. Natural to see him playing center back, but we'll see what he can bring into this 6th role.
So a 3-1 game, 74th minute. Fans don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action here on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Barrera. Adebayo Smith, knocked down by Andre Lewis. Barrera, is he onside? He is. Looks for the trailer. That was Martinez, broken up by Red Bulls 2. Martinez again looked to go backside. Yeah, the cutter, Davi Alexandre, shut that down. And for Hartford Athletic, among their themes this year, as Ray Reid discussed, we've got to play a full 100 minutes and not 94. Tonight, the field has been tilted largely to their favor, but it's been just a couple of lapses that have cost them small spurts of game action, have amounted to a 3-1 Red Bulls 2 lead with still 15 minutes and change left.
Absolutely, Ralph. I think they've been, in many aspects of this game, the stronger side, but they just haven't been able to put it all together in the final third, as Davi Alexandre with a missed clearance there to give Hartford Athletic a corner kick here. You can see De Leon giving him some encouraging words there, just telling him settle down a little bit, give him, moving on to that next play. Like we talked about, for any 15-year-old playing at this level, there's going to be moments of showing that youth, but just how do you react in moments like this? Is McGlynn will check into this match. Connor McGlynn, we've seen him score some incredible goals at this USL level, so that's going to be a player for New York to key in on, especially from distance. He gets that ball at his feet. You got to get pressure on this guy.
Connor McGlynn out of Middle Village, New York in Queens. He is on replacing Brewitt. The other substitution is Obregon. Scored a goal last Wednesday against Tulsa, the game winner in the 83rd. Next ball sent in, wide open head ball driven right at Chan. That was wide open, and if if it's anywhere in a corner, it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity there from Hartford. Just goes right to Derek Chan there. And for New York, you got to take this moment to settle down because you know that Hartford's going to be throwing everything.
Well, Slayton in a collision with Felipe. Play continues. Slayton able to get the clearance. Sadie. Lewis was calling for it. Nearly dummied through, but Racinos there defending for RB2.
Because if you're Hartford, you know this is a massive 3 points if you're going to have any sort of contention into this playoff race, which we know it's going to be a tall task in itself. But not picking up 3 points here is going to be a devastating blow.
And particularly with the youth and inexperience that the Red Bulls 2 started today. Red Bulls 2 just 13 points, 3, 19 and 4. And there's Ray Reed. He understood the urgency, but believed that we can still play our very best here at the end. That they are playing better since he took over on June 28th. They're closer to being a good team. And when you watch Hartford Athletic, it is certainly there. You could see what he is preaching. They're not eliminated yet. They still have games against Oakland, some of the newer programs in USL Championship. Bunch of home games left. Here is Slayton. And a significant final 13 minutes plus stoppage time awaiting Hartford Athletic. Eric Ruiz will knock that down. Jesus Castellano trying to work his way through the defender. And the late bump in the foul by Daniel DeLeon. McGlynn moving it along. Lewis, and they thought they had a runner here in the near side. Miscommunication. Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. They're running the middle. Hartford Athletic having a ton of success down the left side through Prince Sadie for a long stretch. Seemingly lasted a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, Sadie's been incredibly active in this match. As he shifted over to the right side, you can expect he's going to be moving on that preferred left foot, trying to get Hartford back into this match. As New York will make a sub here.
And the Red Bulls are going to bring in Steven Plaza for the first time. His signing was just announced on yesterday. Ecuadorian native, and he has had the journey to get here, and now it includes New Jersey. Steven Plaza is 23 years old. This is his Red Bulls 2 debut. 2 La Liga appearances earlier this year, and also 11 La Liga B reserves. And he is in Ecuador's national system. He has appeared for Ecuador's U20s so far in his career. And he's considered to be a very speedy and physical winger or wide midfielder.
Yeah, a player that's very comfortable on the ball, likes to get to those wide spaces. We're going to see him more in a central position, playing that number 9 role. But obviously a big prospect coming out of Ecuador, and a player that Red Bull 2 fans should be very excited about, and they're excited to see his debut here tonight.
Rashawn Dali. And after Dali lost, he commits the foul on Jonathan Felipe.
You can see the type of presence that Plaza has up top, a big body to play up there. Great hold-up play, as you can see from his first touch, and he's going to be an absolute force for this Hartford athletic side to deal with for the remaining part of this match as they're pushing to try to get back in this match.
Knapp picking up the foul. He's sitting on a yellow. Red Bulls 2 after being eliminated on Sunday in their loss down at Birmingham 3-1. Sitting a number of their regulars tonight and kind of beginning to turn the page towards thinking about 2023. Of course, with MLS Next also beginning and having a greater chance to evaluate some of these very young players. Backup goalie Derek Chan, just his second start with the otherwise steady season Giannis Nikopolidis has had. He's been the everyday guy there, except one game after a red card. Ruiz the knockdown, then the strike from distance, 40-yard strike from McGlynn is over the bar.
Those are the type of opportunities that we've seen Connor McGlynn put in the back of the net. Seen him put one in from his own half. So he's able to put together some spectacular goals. And he's one person, similar to a Jeremy Raffanello, that they pull up from deep. You better be putting some pressure on them.
There is Plaza. And look at him on the back down. Then he plays the ball ahead for Adebayo Smith. Oh, that could have been a terrific connection. And Steven Plaza, you saw the power in his hips there.
Yeah, Plaza just backing down into Jadama there, holding him off. It's so tough to get around a player like that and hold up. Finds Adebayo Smith, but his touch a little bit off there, trying to find his way in on net. But Gadula doing a good job to cover, playing it back to Slayton.
Adebayo Smith, Felipe looking for his third of the night. Player down for Hartford Athletic as they possess. McGlynn. Sadie, has he recharged enough? Sadie trying to make through Avante Mullings, who shut that down.
Yeah, Sadie with a little bit of tricky footwork there, getting the nutmeg on Avante Mullings. But Mullings doing a good job of standing up, keeping the play going. As
a card is given to the Red Bulls and Lamine Conte. Yeah, so well behind the play.
It was a transition moment there as Hartford was trying to push out, take advantage of that transition moment. Conte looked like off the ball, got a little shot in on Obregon Jr. as he was down on the field. Picks up a yellow card for that.
Chan able to punch. Knapp to Ruiz. Eric Ruiz continued the run.
It's a great effort there from Eric Ruiz. Not only on the dribble, but coming back into the play, showing that heart. Never giving up on any play. They're going to need more of that if they want to seal this victory.
Knapp on the recovery. Get Hartford Athletic, get the next one, and leave themselves some time. Budadi. They got a late goal last week against Tulsa from Obregon. Lewis picking out a target. Room in time for Jadama. And then Jadama over-dribbled.
Well, Jadama's got to take a touch there and bury that.
Sadie, then he rips it. Save made with the hand by Chan. The follow-up. And there were too many numbers in front.
Derek Chan absolutely letting his defenders have it here. Screaming at them that just, it's not good enough giving up these chances this late on in the match. 3-1 up. And you can see the type of time that Jadama had there on the back post. If he takes a touch, he's wide open. He takes about 3 more touches there and absolutely closes down any opportunity to get that ball on net. But a flurry of opportunities for Hartford ensue. Derek Chan not happy with the way that they've approached this past couple minutes, and he's letting them have it.
A Red Bulls 2 player, Michael Knapp, shake it up. So while we have a moment, fans of New York Red Bulls 2 return home Friday, September 9th to take on the Miami FC at 7 p.m. For tickets or information, visit newyorkredbulls.com/2. Returning that night will be David Goss, as I'm filling in for him. He'll come back, Connor, as a changed man. You see, David's getting married tomorrow night and Saturday. It's a 2-part wedding, so we wish, and our crew, the very best to a changed man in a matter of 24 hours, David Goss. David, we're thinking about you, buddy. Good luck tomorrow.
Good luck, my man. I think if there's one thing that David Goss would be doing in a rehearsal dinner, if he's having one, is watching New York Red Bull 2.
There is no question, and you know what? When he hit refresh, when the game started, and then 2 minutes later, what did I miss?
Yeah,
2-0.
Exactly. But we wish him well, obviously, becoming an honest man, and excited to see how he's changed when he comes back. We'll see.
Hartford Athletic will be a changed team beginning tomorrow. Tab Ramos, who is here in attendance, as we showed and talked about in the first half, watching this team for the first time in person since being hired by technical director Ray Reed to be their next head coach. Of course, he is back in his old stomping grounds, starred a 2-time high school All-American at St. Benedict's before going down to NC State, and the very first ever New York Metro Star / Red Bull. He had to wait a year to have that occur, and it's somewhat fitting that he is here tonight watching a Red Bulls 2 game as he gets ready. And there's Tab, and I'm sure his mind has been like a computer processing what he's seeing. He will begin his tenure as Hartford Athletic head coach September 10th. And for USL Championship, not just Hartford Athletic, but for USL Championship, what a terrific hire to bring someone like that of his experience, MLS coach, incredible player with the U.S. men's national team too for a long time, to bring him into the fold here, particularly for that city, is significant.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a great hire, not only, like you mentioned, for Hartford, but for the league itself to have coaches of that caliber who are players, incredible players. I know I had a big fanboy moment getting to talk to him for a couple seconds before the match, and I remember going to his soccer camp that he used to run when he was a player for the Metro Stars at FDU, and meeting him, getting his autograph, getting to meet players like Tim Howard and other teammates that he had coming out to those camps. Memories that I'll never forget.
And it took weeks for Ray Reed and Tab Ramos to even connect. They were so busy. And finally able to get that long process together, and what ended up as a journey. I think that Hartford Athletic will be very happy, and it's certainly a community that is starved for a pro team to make some headway. They're averaging about 5,000 fans. From a business perspective, the fan support there has been great, and they're still in the infancy of an organization. And now can they support all that great excitement with a playoff run at some point in the near future?
Absolutely. A market with a big appetite for soccer. Obviously, when you see the type of national team games up there, whenever any team is up there, they pack the house out. And so you obviously want to reward clubs like that. And I think they've done so, rewarding their fans with a great hire in Tab Ramos. And I think he's the type of guy who can turn the tide and push Hartford Athletic into a contender.
And he's worked with young players, too, not just Houston Dynamo, but I think most significant, he was with the U.S. under-20 national team for a 3-year period and a head coach for 8 years. So he has worked with uber talent for a long time. And that head ball over the bar here by Hartford Athletics. 6 minutes of stoppage time here. Red Bulls 2 trying to close out with a night that started off with some fireworks. 2 goals in the first 2 minutes and 5 seconds, including the fastest goal in club history, under 30 seconds by Jesus Castellano, and the 10th fastest goal in league history. But it's come with some nervous moments throughout a large section of the second half after Hartford Athletic had come within 1 at 2-1 in the 50th minute after a Tom Brewitt goal. Well, Chan wastes that goal kick. Gadula settles it wide for Dali. Then this one deflected, and it's in! The head ball from Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. Again, with some magic late in games for the Brooklyn native. It's 3-2 and still time left.
Anything can happen in this one. Obregon Jr. with a fantastic header to beat Chan off the far post. You can see this ball whipped in. And, you know, when that ball is whipped in, it's anyone's ball. It's who wants it more. And Obregon Jr. was the man who wanted it more. Chan getting slightest of fingertips on that to push it off the post and into his net. New York is going to have to hang on. They've got a couple minutes more to get through. You know Hartford's going to be pushing everything they have to try to get that equalizer.
As Plaza comes up hobbling, he's still not back in the play yet. Here comes Hartford Athletic. Do they have another look in them? Obregon on the assist from Dali. De Leon able to shield off Sadie. And there's Steven Plaza. He's had just a handful of practices before the signing was announced. And certainly this is a fitness test as well. Game fitness versus practice fitness. And he appears to be favoring a leg. Martinez. Ball ahead. Obregon almost got onto the end of that. De Leon ahead. Adebayo Smith. Felipe. Plaza. Plaza met by the slide tackle. Plaza continues to pursue. And lays a nice ball out here for Racinos.
Going to learn a lot about New York and their ability to kill off a match right now. A lot of youth on that field. How are you going to take ownership of this match and do anything in your power to seal this victory as Hartford is pushing everything to get that equalizer? This is where you learn a lot about players.
Red Bulls 2 with a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old starting on their back line tonight. Their backup goalie, Derek Chan, just his second start of the season. Can Red Bulls 2 hang on? Knapp got into the passing lane. Adebayo Smith, McGlynn, Baldwin, Prince Sadie. Numbers of the box for Hartford Athletic. Could be the final minute. Budadi whips that into the box. Dali pursues, then powers it. He's tied the game. Rashawn Dali with just seconds remaining in stoppage time Hartford Athletic is about to steal a point.
Forget the point. Ray Reed screaming to his guys, trying to get them back across half, saying one more. One more. Dali, look at this touch. Beating Racino's, beating Jonathan Felipe, and absolutely smashing that ball into the back of the mat. The super sub coming off the bench and has been all the difference, leveling this match 3-3.
Third of the season for Rashawn Dali. And Connor, you saw his power against the teenager in Racino's. And the difference in physicality and strength there. Hartford Athletic with the ball again. Barrera taken off of his foot by Mullings. Here comes a corner kick for Hartford Athletic. The referee will allow this to go. Is this the final play of the night? Thomas Snyder checking his watch. Barrera has already laid up an assist on an earlier corner. The captain, Danny Barrera of Hartford Athletic. Numbers in the box, no one on the end of it. Second ball, Barrera tees it up. Chan could not grab it. Ball is loose. And the foul against Hartford Athletic. And there's the final whistle. Hartford Athletic trailing 3-1 into stoppage time. Scored 3 minutes in. And then 4 minutes into stoppage time, they salvage a point. It may not be enough for their faint playoff hopes, but they sure showed that they can play with urgency. And this young Red Bulls 2 team had a game in their back pocket that they gave away.
Yeah, squandered opportunity there for New York. Another disappointing result. I'm sure this is going to be a tough pill to swallow for them. But the heart showed by Hartford Athletic to claw themselves back into this match, very impressive.
And for a very young group of Red Bulls 2, there's a lot to think about from this one. A sensational start, 2-0 lead, 2 minutes into the game. And then the experience of Ray Reed's Hartford Athletic team really showed itself after they got punched in the mouth. And Red Bulls 2 will need to regroup and take the lessons from this one. We finish 3-3 tonight at Montclair State. What a game it was.
Add drama to every drive. The exhilarating Audi SUV family.
I'll give you something, make you shake it.
Wada now dribbling, gets by 2 and shoots and scores! Forms one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again!
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in! What a finish! The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
We finish up knotted at 3. Red Bulls 2 led 3-1 into second half stoppage time and could not close it out. Welcome back to MSU Soccer Park. Ralph Bednarczyk with Connor Lade as we put the finishing touches onto this one. Let's start with our moments of the match. Red Bulls 2 started out this game on fire. On the very first possession, Jesus Castellano, the ball would kind of carry him off of his body. It would be 1-0 seconds in.
Yeah.
His first career professional goal.
Incredible moment for Jesus Castellano. You could see what it meant to him starting this game off with a bang. And a little bit more history as Jonathan Felipe gets on the end of this Jordan Adebayo Smith cross. And he gets his first professional goal for New York Red Bull 2. And what a start for this team in the early goings. Couldn't hang on as a very impressive Hartford Athletic onslaught comes at the end in stoppage time to even this match at 3-3.
Look at the overwhelming possession advantage, Connor. Despite trailing 2-0, 67% possession. You don't see that often at any professional level.
Yeah, this is a typical kind of game for New York Red Bull 2, not having a ton of the ball, trying to play against it. At the end of this one, they're going to be disappointed to walk away, not with 3 points. But for Hartford, something to build off of. Showed a lot of heart and character to get themselves back in this match. I think they'll still be disappointed in the way they gave up an early lead. But in the end, got a point away from this one.
Upcoming schedules for both sides. As Red Bulls 2 finishes up, they'll be on the road at Charleston Battery coming up on the weekend. And then back at home for our next broadcast against the Miami FC. And Detroit City will be interesting. NISA champions dominating that level, third division, first year of the USL Championship. I'm excited to see how they look, and they've been very competitive.
Yeah, they've been absolutely incredible. Obviously, you can tell the environment they bring. Still above the playoff line, so they're holding on to that. What a moment that would be for them in their first year in USL Championship.
And then LA Galaxy 2 on the road for Hartford. That'll be the last game Ray Reid coaches. And then September 10th, Tab Ramos takes over.
Yeah, it's going to be a big night in Hartford. I know they're going to pack that stadium out versus Tulsa. Big moment for Tab, big moment for Hartford to start the new era of their club.
But it's a final here. In a lot of ways, a new era of Red Bulls 2, where they start a very young group, particularly the defensive end today. Started off well, but they were unable to finish. We finish 3-3 tonight. That does it for a comfortable evening tonight at MSU Soccer Park for our entire crew. Our director, Steve Fastuk, and Fastcom Productions. For my partner, Connor Lade, it's been a pleasure. My name is Ralph Bednarczyk, saying so long and good night from Montclair State University. Red Bulls 2 and Hartford Athletic finish up level at 3.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.